You're walking through tall grass 100,000 years ago. The sun is almost gone, and then you hear it. A low sound, not quite a growl. More like the earth deciding to breathe out. You freeze. You scan the tree line. Nothing. And then two yellow eyes open in the darkness 50 feet away. A cave lion, twice the size of any lion alive today. Over 700 pounds of muscle, silence, and patience. It has been watching you for 20 minutes. You didn't know it was there. It did everything right. You did everything wrong. And now the sun is gone. This is not a hypothetical. For 2 million years, this was Tuesday. Your ancestors didn't just coexist with apex predators. They were prey for them. Hunted, stalked, dragged from campsites, taken from the edges of groups. In 1924, Raymond Dart discovered a skull in South Africa that made this undeniable. It belonged to a child, an early human ancestor about 3 years old. Punctured through the eye sockets were two holes, perfectly spaced to match the canine teeth of a leopard. This child wasn't killed by accident. It was targeted, carried off, and eaten. For most of human history, that was not a rare event. That was the expected outcome of being small, slow, and visible. So what chance would you have? Tonight, no fire, no group, no weapons, just you, the grass, and something in the dark that has been doing this for 1 million years longer than your species has existed. Let's start with what you're actually facing. The cave lion, Panthera leospelea, was not a larger version of what you'd see in a nature documentary. It was a different category of predator entirely. Fossil records from sites across Europe and Siberia, including specimens analyzed by paleontologist Michael Hofreiter and his team, show cave lions were roughly 25% larger than modern African lions, faster over short distances, and almost certainly hunted in coordinated groups. They didn't roar to intimidate. They used silence as a weapon. They stalked in near total darkness, moving downwind, taking hours to close a gap of 200 feet. Their eyes contained more rod cells than modern lions, meaning they saw better in darkness than you can imagine. At night, you are functionally blind. They were not. And here's the detail that matters most. They were specialists. Cave lions didn't eat grass. They didn't eat berries. They ate large mammals, horses, reindeer, woolly rhinos, and early humans who were slow, upright, and had a habit of wandering away from camp alone. So back to tonight. You are alone. The eyes are still there, 50 feet out. You have no fire. Your first instinct will be to run. Don't. A cave lion can cover 50 feet in under 2 seconds. You will not outrun it. You will not outclimb a tree fast enough. Your legs are built for endurance, not explosions. Your body is optimized for a 6-hour tracking hunt, not a 3-second sprint. The moment you run, you have given it exactly what it was waiting for. Prey animals run. Prey animals get caught. Your second instinct will be to freeze and hope it loses interest. This is slightly less wrong. Cave lions, like modern lions studied by researcher Craig Packer at the University of Minnesota's Lion Research Center, show a measurable drop in attack rate when prey holds its ground and faces the predator directly. Not because they're afraid of you, because ambush predators rely on the element of surprise, on prey that panics and exposes its back. A target that stands its ground, makes noise, and maintains eye contact breaks the pattern the predator's entire nervous system is built around. So you stand your ground. You make yourself as large as possible. You shout. You wave your arms. Your voice is shaking. Every part of your biology is screaming at you to run. Your cortisol is spiking. Your vision is tunneling. Your hands won't stop trembling. And here is the thing your ancestors understood that you have forgotten. That terror you feel right now is the oldest technology humans ever had. It's a 5-million-year-old alarm system, and it's going off correctly. But terror alone doesn't keep you alive. What kept your ancestors alive was what they did with it. Let's reconstruct what a group of Homo sapiens from roughly 40,000 years ago would have done in this exact moment. First, they would never have been alone. The archaeological record is unambiguous on this. Anthropologist Kim Sterelny, whose work on cooperative behavior in early humans spans decades, has argued that the single most consistent adaptive response to large predator pressure was group cohesion. You didn't wander from camp alone. Not at dusk. Not near water sources where predators hunted. Not anywhere that tall grass or trees blocked your line of sight. The rule wasn't a rule. It was encoded in the anxiety your body still produces when you're alone in the dark. Second, they had fire. And fire changed the geometry of survival completely. A campfire with a stable flame creates a perimeter roughly 30 feet in diameter inside which large predators will not enter. This is not cultural. It's neurological. Big cats have a hardwired aversion to fire that no amount of hunger fully overrides. In Wonderwork Cave, South Africa, archaeologists found evidence of controlled fire dating back 1 million years. Burned animal bones, ash layers, charred plant material. For 1 million years, every human group on Earth maintained a fire after dark. Not for warmth, for the perimeter. Third, they had spears. The Schöningen spears, discovered in Germany and dated to approximately 400,000 years ago, are the oldest complete hunting weapons ever found. Wooden throwing spears, aerodynamic, weighted at the front, designed to be thrown accurately from 30 feet. 30 feet is the distance between you and those yellow eyes right now. A cave lion charging at full speed still needs roughly 1.5 seconds to cover that distance. 1.5 seconds is enough time for a thrown spear to travel 30 feet. Your ancestors didn't wait for predators to reach them. They changed the equation entirely. They invented distance. 5 humans with spears and fire and a plan could hold off and eventually kill a cave lion. We know this because cave lion populations collapsed everywhere humans expanded into new territory. They went extinct around 14,000 years ago. Modern lions, their surviving relatives, still show a measurable avoidance of human settlements even when food is abundant. That avoidance isn't learned. It's inherited. Something in the lion's evolutionary memory still knows what happens when humans organize. But here's the part that reframes everything. The fact that your ancestors survived this wasn't just about weapons or fire or numbers. It was about what happened around the fire afterward. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner's research on the Ju-Hwanzi people of the Kalahari documented what humans actually talk about when night falls and the fire is lit. During the day, conversation is mostly practical. Tasks, food, logistics. At night, around the fire, the content shifts almost entirely to stories. Who did what? What happened the last time a lion came close to camp? What signs to look for? What to do? What not to do? Every near-death encounter with a predator became a lesson that traveled around the fire and into the next generation's nervous system before the sun came up. This is how your ancestors survived without a writing system, without schools, without the internet. They turned terror into a story and told it to every child before bed. Now back to you. Alone. In the dark. 50 feet from something that outweighs you by 600 pounds. You don't have fire. You don't have a spear. You don't have a group. You are experiencing in real time exactly what it felt like to be a human being for 95% of our species' history. And the answer your body is giving you, the racing heart, the wide eyes, the absolute certainty that you need other people right now, is the correct answer. It has always been the correct answer. Your ancestors looked into the same darkness. They felt the same terror. And they survived, not because they were stronger or faster or fiercer, but because they refused to face it alone. And they never stopped learning from the nights they almost didn't make it. The cave lion is gone. You're still here, but the part of you that knows, deep in the dark, that you were never meant to be alone, that part remembers why.